right. I could do with moving myself over here a little bit. There we go. There we go. A bit more level now. Look at that. How are you liking this? It looks a bit much, but hey ho. We've got the starting 11s and the subs there. The hamster's trying to escape out of the metal cage again. Turtle, hello! How are you, my favourite turtle? Hope you're good, hope you're well. How good does my thing look? We need to welcome EVL Viper, Yanksy and Orion 36 to the building. Orion 36 also with a key and a subscription as well. We only need 4 more and I can give you all another remote. How cool is that? Very rare this. You can actually see a me on stream. Are we liking the screen for the match? This is going to be like a basic layout of how it's going to be. We're going to have the badges either side, the score here. Obviously, I'll have to update the score as and when. The starting 11s and the subs here, even though I don't think you can see it very well. But it is what it is. Hello everybody that is in the building. Hope you're all well. If you have any questions about tonight, hey Taggers, did you see Ravel Morrison's goal last night? If anyone knows any football fans, get them in on this. Tonight's going to be special. Tonight is going to be special. The like like the hits thing that the Sky Sports do. It was a good goal. You can also stick with us as well after the match. The second round draw's happening as well, so that'll be interesting. Well worth it, well worth it. So we'll have a look at the teams. The only problem is I'm actually going to have to go on my phone and look at them because I can't actually see them on the screen. Oh dear. Oh, it was a cracking goal. It was like a free kick, hit the wall, came straight back to him, and then he just lashed it straight into the top corner. George Williams, the ex-Forest Green and Grimsby player, has gone to Barrow today. As well, so we'll start with the home side, Leyton. Leyton. Why does it keep going on that? What's going on here? Leyton Orient. There we go. So Leyton Orient. Their team for today is Vigouroux in goal. Yes. Yeah. Yes. What, you saw the goal? Oh, I don't know if you've heard of Ravel Morrison turtle. Probably not. We could do with some Leyton Orient fans and QPR fans. So if you know any, get them in on the stream if they're not at the game, because I want to see if what they think to the season so far. That'll be quite interesting. This will be going out on YouTube as well, so you know it's going to be a couple of hours of just pure good fun. Yeah, but the Orient starting 11, we'll do it so it looks like I'm looking at the camera. Vigouroux in goal, which is their first choice goalkeeper. James, Wood, Happer, Kemp, Archibald, Drinnan, who signed from Ipswich. Darren Pratley, the captain. Omar Beckles, who scored at the weekend. Soteriou and Cipriano. So the two O's are there. Sam Sargent, Craig Clay, the former Grimsby player. Young, Sweeney, Ogie, Obiero, and Tanga on the bench for Leyton Orient of League 2. Championship, QPR have gone for Jordan Archer in goal, Osman Kakai, Rob Dickey, Johan Barbette, Jimmy Dunley, Wallace, Andre Dezelle, Albert Adamar, Faisal Batash, George Thomas, and Lyndon Dykes. He's dangerous. Oh, I don't know what happened to my voice there. He is dangerous, Lyndon Dykes. Joe Walsh, Moses Odebajo, Connor Masterson, Stephen Duke McKenna, Dominic Ball, Chris Willock, and Charlie Kelman on the bench for Queen's Park Rangers. One thing I did learn, Taggers, you might know a little bit about this, with Plymouth being in the EFL. I've heard that you're only allowed to use so many professionals this season. The rest of the players have to come from the youth team. My mates should be at the game. Let's see if we can see him. The game is on Sky Sports Football if anyone wants to watch. The Watchalong. Then, yeah. It was on the start of the Derby Salford game. Apparently they're only allowed to... I don't know whether it's just Derby after their thing this season. But apparently they're only allowed to use so many players, so many professionals. The teams are out. The teams are getting ready to kick off anyway. So let's have a look what happens here. Let me know when you're ready for the taggers. I've opened up the voice chat in Discord. So when you're ready, mate, just jump in. Just jump in, mate, when you're ready. I've turned the desktop audio on so we can have a proper conversation. Here's the teams then. No Paul Smythe tonight for Leyton Orient because he's injured. Four youth prodigies on the bench for Orient. Troy Archibald on loan from Lincoln. Did they sign Phil Jagielka in the end? Because he was on trial with him, wasn't he? They should have been relegated, to be fair. Any other team would have gone down. Any other team, any other league, and they would have gone down. one rule for one league, one rule for another. I know they give them 2 sets of fixtures, but to me, Wycombe should have stayed up. Wycombe should feel really hard done by for that. So, what I'm going to do is, can you see the mouse arrow there? It's Kenny Jackett's home debut. Sorry, the laptop's a bit high. So QPR has stood up. Orient take the knee. Oh, Luco was good in his day. Sonny Luco was one. Ow. How he only made it where he did. I thought he was phenomenal in his heyday. Sonny Luco. It's great to see the fans back in the stadiums as well. Really good. You know, I feel like that football can be watched again. I couldn't watch it with no fans and the fake noise because it was like, I don't know, it was just weird, wasn't it? To all you that wanted the game in tonight, it'll be back tomorrow. Bit later than usual because I've got to go and help my friend dismantle a tree, which is a little bit random. But yep, I got one bag in my car already, but she needs to cut the tree down a bit more, otherwise it's not all going to fit. Hashtag cut the tree down. There's Beckles. Yeah, I think it's his sister. We had Iffy and Aura years ago on loan, and his sister's professional athlete or athletic Olympian, professional Olympian. Well, she was. She's probably in now. But yeah, I think it is his sister. Any Aluko. She does some of the punditry, doesn't she, on BBC? Cutting that hardwood. Well, she did ask if I had a saw earlier. I was like, no. What do I need a saw for? I don't know whether she meant at work or whatnot, but I got loads of ton bags. So what more does she want? Something's just come through, but I don't know what it is. We'll give you the latest scores as well tonight. We will. We'll give you the latest scores, and we'll see what's what with that. But obviously, 2 minutes in, not a lot's happened so far. QPR on the ball. Where do you think QPR are a championship club now, or do you reckon there could be like a Burnley in the Premier League? I'll tell you what, we're gonna have a prediction here. I'm gonna start a prediction. 1 minute. I need to go on the stream manager. Unless someone else can sort the prediction out. That's the wrong bloody thing. Hang on. Twitch. Right. Oh, we've got a notification on the old Twitter. What is it? Orion36. Welcome to the building. Your key is in the post. Your key is in the post. Do you know what, right? I managed to get one bag in my car. I don't know what she's hoping for, but it's yeah, it's a lot. It's gonna take a few runs, you know. All right. Can someone start a prediction? Tigers, Turtle. Who do you think will win? Orient or QPR? Andre Dezelle is the man in focus, and that is possibly one of the worst throw-ins I've ever seen in professional football. I really need to move my telly, but hey ho. Right. Oh, that's a good tackle. A bag with W things in and some wood. Nigel, branches. I don't know how big this bag with 2 things in and some wood. Yeah, leaves. Leaves being one of them. The other one would be air. She didn't even turn up. I don't know where she was. It sounded dead quiet on the phone. Fancy getting me to help her and then not fucking being there. So I had the quickest shower in the world, and then I had a cheese slice and tomato sauce sarnie because they're just a thing, and then came on to this. Oh, QPR are in. It's spooned it. It's put it wide. Who's that? I don't know who it is, but I think it's the right back. Is it? Yeah, it's Kakai. Kakai there, spooning it wide after just 6 minutes. Never heard of him, but QPR are another one of these teams, aren't they? Where they Osman Kakai, that's the one. They are a yo-yo team. Premier League, Championship. Premier League, Championship. Oh, that was a bit risky playing it back to Vigouroux. Plays it out right to the left back who's won a throw. Anyway, could be the only thing Orient win tonight. Let's hope it isn't though, because my friends are there. My friends are in. There's Les Ferdinand. Oh, he looks old now. He must be at least 50. Mid-50s now. It's mad, isn't it? Like, you associate Les Ferdinand with Tottenham, but he's actually more well known at QPR. But Pratley, the captain, then still playing at the grand old age of 36. Cheers, guys. Get your drinks in the air. Do you like the layout anyway, taggers? Do you think this layout's quite cool for our watch-alongs? I've got 11 things, 11 notifications of drop frames. So this PC needs to really hurry up. 7 minutes in, nearly 8 minutes played, and it's QPR on the ball. Do you think the Carabao Cup's gone up in its listings as well? Like, obviously at the start no one really gave a shit about it, but now that it's a proper trophy, like it always has been a proper trophy, but now knowing that some of the bigger teams, especially Man City, who's won it like year on year on year, I think it's give the Premier League teams more of a thing to go out and win it. Especially if they don't qualify. Do they qualify for Europe? I don't know. Do these qualify for Europe if they win the Carabao Cup? I can't see any of these two teams that we're watching tonight winning, as that goes over the top by Batash. It's a great name, that, isn't it? We need to sign him for Ultimate Team when FIFA comes back. There might be a stream tomorrow, there might not. I don't know yet. It depends how long this getting the tree in my car takes. I might just wait till the weekend and borrow a van. Oh, Orient are in. Oh, that was unlucky. Number 11, Archibald, I think it is. Is that Archibald? Yeah, it's Archibald. Whipped one in there. And the forward, Sotriu, I think that's who the forward was. It was either Sotriu or Cipriano. Just missed it. And Orient have the upper hand right now. Is Drinan there? Tries getting in. Just at the wrong time. Yes, Europa. Only one Prem place for Europa League this year. Yeah, but they've got a couple of places in that Europa Conference thing, haven't they? So, do you reckon that's going to be a thing? I can't see many TV companies going for it, apart from like the semi-finals and the final, depending on who's in it. But looking at the qualifying stages, there's not going to be that many good teams in it. But we haven't seen Lyndon Dykes yet. It was dangerous up in Scotland for Livingston, wasn't he? Always scoring goals. Obviously, taggers will be hoping that Plymouth get a nice draw tonight. Will you be going to the second round, taggers? We will probably do a watch along for the Carabao Cup. As a QPR are in, and is how the hell's he missed that? Who was that? Adamar gets played in. Nobody round him. It was a cracking through ball. Beckles loses the ball. Does a little cheat, tries a little dodgy chip. Dykes with it, plays a through pass, and Adamar skies it. Skies it. Well, depends. What, depends on the day or who you get? Because it's not seeded anymore, is it? It's not seeded anymore, so it's yeah. Hello everybody that is watching anyway. Welcome to the building. Welcome to SCTTV, the brand new rebrand. There's noises. With something like 174 teams in. Yeah, but you're seeing the teams in the qualifying stage. It's not very good. Yeah. Like, I think Hibernian's playing someone that finished 4th in the Icelandic League. Or was it Aberdeen? Well, it might be a Wednesday, like this one. There might even be a Thursday with the Premier League teams being in it. There was a few last season, weren't there? Plymouth v Chelsea, Tuesday night. Will you be there? I forgot as well, Taggers, that Plymouth beating Peterborough 4-0. Was a shock, wasn't it? I forgot Peterborough got promoted. Right. Plays it back. It's just been kicked around the defence. QPR has had the best chances of the game so far. Still 0-0, 13 minutes in. The score up here will be updated as and when goals go in, folks. So, if you are watching, go say hi. Come say hi. Come and join the building. There's the building's Discord if anyone wants to come and join it, talk about football. and anything else they want to have a chat about. We're inclusive. We include absolutely everybody in the chat. You know, anyone is welcome in the building, no matter of age, gender, sexual orientation. We've got a place for everybody. Whether you're straight, gay, bi, pansexual, asexual, transsexual, just come on in. We welcome everybody. We're not judgmental, put it that way. We're a lovely bunch of people, and I believe that probably the community is one of the best. It's probably one of the... no, I'm not being big-headed, but you always get communities where like, oh, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. You know, we're all there. We all have a good time, and we all have a laugh. Inclusive of people where it seemed, you know, QPR's got a free kick in a dangerous position. Whips it in. Oh, it's in. It's 1-0 QPR. QPR have scored. How are we going to change this? Okay, I don't know how we're going to change it because it won't let me, and it's crashed. It's 1-0 to QPR anyway. It was a great header. Don't know who scored it. It's some young lad anyway. Oh. Posh started 8 players who started their first championship game plus a new £1 million signing. Exactly. And probably one of the best players is leaving. And I know he's probably one of their best players, Sariki Dembele. He was the best player at Grimsby Town a few seasons back. Signing from the Nike Academy. And, yeah. Does that look like I'd actually changed it then, Taggers, Turtle, whoever? Or did it just look like it had been updated as a goal went in? 17 minutes played, Leyton Orient 0, QPR 1. Who's your favourites then, guys, for the Premier League? I know a lot of people are saying that Man City, if they sign Kane, are going to dominate for the next 3-4 seasons. I don't think they will. I really don't think they will. I think there's teams out there that have done the business the right way, you know. I can see Chelsea being a force next season. I can see even like, well, maybe not Tottenham, but Leicester, they're going to be a force again. Man U, if they sign who they want to sign, it pains me to say it, but they're going to be a force again. Liverpool are going to be a force again. It's going to be very, very open and very, very tight at the top. I think Arsenal are going to struggle. I think the way they've done their business is completely the wrong way for a start. I think it's going to be absolutely dreadful when they get signed. Aston Villa have done some good business. I can see them being up there as well, which is, you know, they've got 100 million for Jack Grealish. They spent 50 million on Bailey and Ings. Now, Ings at a team like that is going to score goals. Ings at a team like Villa. Villa, dark horse, Europa. Yeah, exactly. And I think they are. And I think there's going to be a lot of people that agree with you, T. I think Villa being a dark horse for the Europa League is going to be a thing. I still don't know who scored. I'm going to have to. I'm going to have a look. 1 minute. I ain't got a clue who scored. Let's have a look. Rob Dickey with a goal. So the centre back. Pretty sure he's not a youth player. But it was Rob Dickey with a goal. 16 minutes. So Orient with all the work to do. Orient with it all to play for. Right. Okay then, so this is going to be the prediction, guys. And we're going to hold T to this one. And maybe not the Europa League, maybe it might be the Europa Conference. So we're going to put... And it's going to be a long prediction as well, so the people that join in that come in late can have a little look as well. It's going to be a 30-minute prediction. So, alright, there we go. Get your predictions in. Oh, it should be a poll, shouldn't it? Oh, damn. 1 minute, guys. I've pressed the wrong thing. It needs to be a poll. I've done the wrong thing. Oh, no. Is there a way to cancel the prediction? 1 minute, guys. I meant for it to be a poll. Can we dismiss it? Will Aston make Europe next season? Because it'll be interesting to see what some of you think to the transfer business. Obviously, they've gone big. Yes. No. And we're going to put season after. In as well. It's going to be on for 10 minutes, so anyone can come in with a vote if they want to. Going to allow additional votes for you lot that are very... Right, there we go. Right, don't do the prediction. Do the poll instead, guys, because I pressed the wrong button. It's a 10-minute poll, so get them in. Get it in. We're asking the question, will Aston Villa make it through to Europe next season? We'll be back in a couple of minutes. Stick around and we'll continue our chat about Leyton, Orient and QPR and the Premier League season that's starting on Friday. See you soon, guys. Till's guest. Guessing you've gone season after? Oh, yes. We need 4 more subs. 4 more subs. And then we can unlock a brand new emote for the subscribers for tier 1. So get them in. Get your subscriptions in, guys. 145 followers, 11 subscriptions. 55 followers to go. And then I have to get a subscription out there for somebody. We're going to turn our attention now to just while the game's in a little bit of a plateau. Now I know Taggers needs to be in the chat for this because he's the one that brought it to my attention last night. The problems Scottish teams have in the Champions League. What is it down to? Is it down to money? Is it down to player recruitment? When Taggers gets in the voice chat, we're going to talk about it. I don't know how long it's going to be. But this is going to be a new thing to the channel. It seems to be working okay. It seems to be going quite well. If there are any Orient or QPR fans in the chat, then do let us know. Do let us know that you're here. And let us know what you're thinking for your respective teams this season. If you're watching this on YouTube, do let us know in the comments down below what you're thinking about the upcoming season. I think the fans have a big part to play this season as well. To the recruitment. Orient are in. Orient, it's run out. It's gone out for a goal kick. That was a cracking ball. It just had a bit too much zip on it from Wood. And it got away from the right winger. That was so unlucky. Like, it might even be a corner, you know. I think it's going to be a corner. It's not a corner, it's a goal kick. Oh, it is a corner. Orient have a corner. Loads of empty seats. Whips it in. Orient, it's gone straight out for a goal kick. Yes, Turtle. I'm guessing that's another bot. Is it another bot? Well, yes, I have. Yesterday, they followed. Did fragilities. Oh, Kakai running that. Yeah, thought so. He hasn't been caught yet by Twitch, which is a damn shame. Alright, let's have a look. I'm hoping that when this PC comes, the stream manager don't crash every 10 minutes or so. Oh, yeah, I've seen that one, Turtle. I've seen that one. I have seen the Manolia name frowned upon and being a bot. I've even seen it follow someone today who I was watching, so I made him aware. I've also seen a lot. The bigfollows.com seems to be making a big reappearance as well, which it's not great, is it? Really, it's not great to say the least. But we've all got to deal with them. Tigers is having problems with the follows.com as well. Oh, what a bit of play from QPR. Whips it in and he's skied it. He's put it over the crossbar. QPR should be running away with this. QPR have had the best chances, and the only thing they've done is score an header. It's a great play down the left-hand side from QPR. Plays it over, and then he does a me and just boots it over the... Right, hang on, because I don't know what I'm doing. Right, 1 minute. Hello? Hang on. Tigers is in, I think. Are you in?
Yeah.
Hey, there we go. Can everybody hear Taggers? What's going on here? Oh, hang on. Hang on a minute. Turtle, anybody in the chat, can you hear Taggers?
Oh.
Hello?
Oh. I'm here.
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't know if anybody else can. I'm guessing they can.
Oh.
Oh. Have you got the game on, Taggers?
No, I haven't.
Ah, fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, Orient with a crossing. Oh, he's done a me on FIFA, and he's got to try and chase it from going out for a throw. 2 votes for yes for will Aston Villa finish in Europe next season, and 1 for the season after. What do you reckon?
Well, I like the signings they've done so far. It just depends on how soon they all start playing together. Well, and if they, I think they've done the right thing in not trying to sign a like replacement for Jack Grealish, because they wouldn't have been able to just sign him. So I like the way they went about and went, we need to strengthen this area, this area, this area.
Do you think Grealish has moved over to Man City purely for money, though? From after what he said, it looked a bit dodgy, in all fairness.
I think end of the day he's done pretty much all that he can for Aston Villa, and he's got them a lot of money financially, because don't forget, a few seasons ago Tottenham were wanting to sign him for 25 million. He stayed.
That's true. Yeah. People forget about that, though.
Yeah.
But I know it sounds weird, but like he's had one good European tournament. He's literally only just made it into the England team. And yeah, he had a good tournament, but it don't make him £100 million player though, does it? Really? In hindsight, from how his career has gone, you wouldn't have thought of Jack Grealish to being a £100 million player.
In terms of his ability compared to the others, he's not a £100 million player. But in terms of his value to Aston Villa, he is a £100 million player.
Oh yeah, definitely. Can't grumble at that. I wish there was some Villa fans in the chat, because it'd be nice to see. And if they're watching this on YouTube, because I'm going to put it out on YouTube just to see what people think. Because obviously it's a watch along of Leyton, Orient, QPR. So hopefully when they see that we've done this, they will write in what they think of their prospective seasons coming up. Obviously they've only played the one game. Orient drew at the weekend with Salford. And I'm not going to lie, I don't even know who QPR played and if they won or not.
I'm not sure who they played, actually.
Let's have a look. If anyone knows who QPR played at the weekend, they've, let us know. Right, hang on, QPR. Well, Rob Dickey got the goal.
They drew 1-1 with Millwall.
Well, you see now, from Millwall's perspective, their signings haven't been great. I can't even remember who they've signed, in all fairness. Even championship clubs these days have one signing where you go, wow, it's time for them. Even Wycombe Wanderers in League One have had a signing where you go, wow, Sam Vokes. It's probably their biggest signing in history. It's probably even bigger than when they signed Akinfenwa.
Yeah.
And Plymouth have just got rid of Wooten or someone.
Well, we released him in the summer, so he's been gone for a while.
It says today that he's signed for Morecambe from Plymouth.
His contract expired at the end of the season, and we announced that we weren't keeping him. He hardly played for us last season. We loaned him out in January to Wigan, so...
Oh, fair enough. Fucking hell, that was close by Drinnan. Jesus, 25-yard howitzer just over the crossbar. 1-0 is a touchy scoreline, though, isn't it? For all the...
I think 2-0 is as well.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we saw it last night.
2-0, you concede one goal, and it can completely change the game.
Yeah. Yeah, we saw it last night. Salford City, 2-0 up, 2-1 at half time, and they go and lose on penalties. But Ravel Morrison's goal, if anyone can watch that, I suggest it's probably on YouTube right now. It's like a free kick. The wall block it. It somehow goes straight back out to Ravel Morrison, and out of nowhere, he's just half volleyed it into the top corner. Oh, here's Orient. Oh, he's put it past the post when it was easier to score. That's the difference in it between Championship and League Two. If that was at the other end, QPR would have scored that.
Yep.
I don't know who it
Yeah.
is. It's played out to the right hand side. I think it's James with the whippage and Drinnan. It's a guy that signed from Ipswich. Rather than put it in the back of the net, he's pulled it past the post. And obviously, guys, Messi's gone to Paris, so Man City fans can hang their head in shame after being adamant he was joining them.
Well, Pep said that they had no interest in him, didn't they, this summer?
Yeah, but Man City
After him.
fans, from what I saw, they was very adamant that Messi was going to join them because Pep was at Barcelona with him. It just shows that you can't prove anything in football anymore.
He's really good mates with Neymar, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
And he's international teammates with Angel Di Maria.
Yeah, that's some front force, that.
Well, you think you got the starting three of Neymar and Mbappe and Messi, and then on the bench to come on, you've got Di Maria and Icardi.
Yeah, but surely one of them's going to have to leave to get Messi involved. Well, not involved, because you know that he's going to start every game that is available for. But someone's going to have to go, because otherwise, with all this financial fair play and whatnot, oh, hang on, Orient's on the right-hand side this time at the edge of the box. Orient have grown into the game. It's going to be a bit... someone's going to have to go to pay his wages.
Yeah.
But which one? It won't be Neymar.
No.
It'll either be... well, I've read that Mbappe is supposed to be off to Real Madrid.
But Real Madrid need to sell first before they can buy.
I think every La Liga club at the minute, though, is in disarray with the finances after the pandemic.
Although Real Madrid's threatening legal action against La Liga at the moment, aren't they, with this new investment deal they've signed up to?
Yeah, but they also tried it with the Super League that they tried getting over the bridge.
Well, they said they're still committed to the Super League.
Well, it'll be them on their own then. Because I think after the backlash that the English teams had...
Then Barcelona and Juventus have all said they're still committed to it.
Well, it'll be a 3-team league then. Let them have it. But I can guarantee you now that I can't see any English teams joining that now.
No, they won't.
Not a chance.
I bet those other three clubs who never announced, which they said they were due to announce, are glad that they didn't announce now, aren't they?
Well, yeah, apparently one of them was Ajax, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That would have
There's reports that there was going to be a club from either Rangers or Celtic in it as well.
Yeah, but they... Can you imagine Rangers playing Barcelona every week? In all fairness, they'd get hammered. You look at them last night, like you said to me on the Discord. You know, it's the first time Scotland have had two teams in the Champions League for God knows how long. And they've gone and fucked it up, and they haven't even made the playoff. They've been knocked out one after the other.
And they do get into the Champions League. When was the last time they got out of the group stage of the Champions League?
Well, Celtic did once, didn't they, I think?
Yeah.
I think Celtic have once in the last 10 years, and, well, obviously with Rangers' problems off the pitch a few years ago. Hang on, the Orient's down the left-hand side this time. That's a corner. We've got a corner a minute before half-time. 1 minute before the half-time interval. And Archibald seems a dangerous player. He's on loan from Lincoln. I've got some little bits of notage in front of me. Archibald's on loan from Lincoln. He looks like the most dangerous player.
I remember that playing for QPR tonight. Andre Ozil.
Oh, Dazelle.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, he got into the Ipswich first team at the age of 16. He actually like his father, he scored on his professional debut.
Bloody hell. Like father,
Um,
like son then.
and they were both 16 as well when they done
Bloody
it.
hell.
But yeah, he played the most games out of any Ipswich player last season, but his career sort of stopped because a few seasons ago he his ligaments in the first game of the season against Birmingham, I think it was, and then was out for the rest of the season because of it.
Oh dear, he's done well to come back from that then.
Yeah.
Because the league. Well, Orient's just had a chance in Happer. The centre back looked a bit hopeless. I think we'll have to call him hopeless. Hopeless Happer. He was about 2 yards away from the goal, and he's somehow turned it past the post. And now QPR's on the break, but Beckles is there and clears it out of danger. Orient are looking dangerous. I think if they keep this up in the second half, they could get the equaliser, you know.
Yeah.
Like you said, 1-0's a dodgy scoreline to go into at the break, especially when the other teams are getting into it as well. I don't know if... Is it the Carabao Cup highlights tonight?
I
On
guess
Quest?
so. I guess so.
Because it'd be interesting to see. Obviously, you're only going to see, say, Peterborough and Plymouth's goals.
Peterborough goals.
Yeah, but I mean, like, with Peterborough v Plymouth, you're only going to see Plymouth's goals.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the... I don't know. I reckon they'll pick someone like Derby Salford as their main game, or whatever's happening tonight. We'll have a look at the half times in a minute. But to me, even when you can see just the goals, you can tell what kind of play the game was in.
Yeah.
Because it's either long range screamers or tap-ins. And if it's tap-ins, you know the other team have had most of play. If it's screamers, if it's tap-ins, you know that you've had most of play. Or like curled shots or whatever. But if it ends up being just a couple of tap-ins every now and again, you know that it's been the other team that have had the ascendancy. No, the screamers, sorry, that's had the ascendancy because you've just shot anywhere at all costs.
Yeah. One stat which I don't. Obviously, possession is important, but I don't think it's the be all and end all when like a team loses and they go, "Oh yeah, but we had 70% possession." You could have. It's not the be and end all. You could have 70% and just pass it between your back four.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you could have 1% possession and in that 1% of the game have a shot and score.
Yeah.
And they.
Are you still there? It cut off then.
I'm still here.
It cut off after you said that last bit. He was on about
I'm
the
not sure why
possession.
it done that.
He was on about the possession, and then he said something and it just went off.
I was saying you could have 1% of the possession all game and you have a shot in that time and score a goal and win the game through that, couldn't you?
Yeah, that's true. Well, so far in the EFL Cup, Blackpool have beaten Middlesbrough 1-0. Is that a shock?
a bit of a shock, isn't it? Blackpool's newly promoted.
I don't know any of the um, Middlesbrough players. In all fairness, Sol Bamba's playing, which is good to see after his cancer scare. Um,
Yeah.
we've got Nottingham Forest 2, Bradford 0, Carvalho with 2, Zinkernagel with the assist. Have scored 2 in 2 minutes at the end of the first half. Very young team by the looks of Nottingham Forest um, squad. Their back four numbers, right, get a calculator ready, guys. They've got number 44, 43, 46, and 45 playing for them as the back four today. Back Fernandez, Harbottle, and Richardson. It's Burton 0, Oxford 0. Coventry are beating Northampton 1-0. Tyler Walker with a goal in the 13th minute. And I'll just go on what you've said about the possession. According to this, Northampton have had 7 shots and 2 on target. They find themselves 1 down, but they've only had 37% possession and they've still had more shots than Coventry.
Yeah,
Go on.
you can have the possession and just pass it between your fence and goalkeeper, can't you?
Yeah, possession in a way is like not really a thing now, is it?
Really, if you're talking about possession in terms of a team's quality, it's really, you should be looking at possession in the opposition's final third,
Yeah,
because that will show if you've got a lot of the ball and the team you're playing is parking them. If you've got a lot of possession in the final third, it will show the other team you're playing against is parking the bus and you're trying to break them down.
yeah. Well, the stats are in from this game. QPR have had 63% possession, which is a lot. They're only winning 1-0. They've had the best of the chances, but the only shot they've had on target is a goal.
Yep.
And they've only had 1 shot more than Leyton Orient, but Orient haven't had the shot on target. Towards the end of the first half, we had that Happer, I think it's pronounced. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. It's Happe. Happy.
I'm not.
Happy. Happer. Happy. He could have scored. We had Drinan, the forward. He should have put the chance away when he when he mullered it past the post as a sound FIFA. You know, he proper mullered it. Just dragged it wide.
So, do you think about Tammy Abraham then?
Wow, what's happening with him now?
Well, apparently, Roma's general manager is in London at the moment talking to Chelsea, and he's Mourinho's #1 target ahead of with rumours of a £32 million move to Roma.
Is he worth 32 million? I don't think so.
The way transfers are going at the moment.
Honestly, if anybody thinks Tammy Abraham is worth 32 million, write it in the chat if you're watching it live, or write it down in the comments down below if you're watching it on
Or to
YouTube
put it
and you've
another
got
way,
this far.
is Tammy Abraham worth less than a third of Jack Grealish?
Yeah, but we've established Jack Grealish wasn't actually worth 100 million in
Yeah,
talent. It was only worth 100 million to the club.
yeah.
Tammy Abraham hasn't been, well, I suppose he has been at Chelsea that long, but he hasn't had the impact that Grealish did. And if he did have the impact, I'm sure it's not a third of Grealish's 100 million fee.
Tammy Abrams. Uh, Tammy Abrams is 23 and he has 21 goals in 58 Premier League games for Chelsea.
Yeah, but what happened to him last season? Because he didn't really play, did he?
Uh, Tuchel, Tuchel didn't like him, so ended up not playing him at all.
And he didn't make the England squad. When people thought that Tammy Abraham was actually going to make it.
Yeah. Uh, so up until May, Tammy Abraham was basically that. Uh, Up until May, Tammy Abraham was Chelsea's top scorer,
And then who
where
ended up being top scorer?
and Jorginho ended up taking it by 1 goal.
Yeah, who should have been
Um,
sent off in the Euro final.
yeah,
He is going to get booed to fuck when the Premier League starts again. And I know it's wrong. People shouldn't boo. He was doing it for his country and that. But what him and Chiellini did, and if people follow me on TikTok, they'll know what I mean. But if it was any other game, Chiellini would have been sent off.
yeah.
If it was any other game, Jorginho would have been sent off, and the referee should have gone to VAR. Because there's a video somewhere, and you can see the stub prints on Jack Grealish's leg. But it is what it is at the end of the day. And I need to go put the light on, so I'll be back in just 30 seconds, guys. Stay with me. Stay with us. I'll be back. I need to put the light on so you can actually see me. Hey, there we go. You can see me now. Yeah, you're telling me that if it was just a normal, um, well, not a normal game, obviously not a friendly, but you know, say 20 games into the Premier League season, both teams are fighting for European football. Chiellini and Jorginho wouldn't have been sent off for what they did to Saka and Grealish.
It would have done. So after Tuchel, hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
T's put no.
6.
So Chiellini and Grealish, Jorginho shouldn't have been sent off for Italy in the Euro 2020 final. I'd love to know what you think about.
So Tammy Abraham at Chelsea
Yeah.
after Tuchel took over, taking these stats from the 4th of February, bearing in mind up until pretty much the final game, Tammy Abraham was their top scorer at Chelsea. From the 4th, 4th of February, Tammy Abraham was not included in the squad at all on 11 occasions. He was on the bench and not played in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 games, and the games he did play in that time was 25 minutes sub appearance. He played a full 90, 13 minutes, 45 minutes, 20 minutes, 45 minutes, 3 minutes, 14 minutes,
What?
and 90 minutes.
So he's played 2 full games since Tuchel took charge.
Yeah. He only had Tuchel only started him twice.
And who was his preferred striker? Because I can't think of any other striker that they've got apart from Timo Werner.
Of Jury they were playing as well.
Who played who?
Of Giroud.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's not there anymore anyway.
No,
Do you think Chelsea are going to be fighting for European football next year?
I think they get top 4. No.
And who's going to miss out on top 4? Because my top 4 this season is going to be Man U, not in any particular order, folks. Don't get this as that I'm saying that Man U is going to be top. But my top 4 are going to be Man U, Man City, Liverpool, and Leicester.
Yeah.
I can't see Chelsea making it.
You know, I was watching something and it was which a month ago they were all saying, especially if Man City sign Harry Kane, they were saying Man City will walk the league for the next 4 or 5 seasons now.
Yeah, I've seen
And
that as well.
and now the same people are saying if Chelsea confirm the Lukaku deal, they're favourites to win the league this season.
Yeah, I saw exactly the same about Harry Kane. And I think if Liverpool continue the business how they've done, they can't be wrote off this season as well. They've got Van Dijk coming back from injury. Gomez will be back from injury. You've got to remember that Liverpool, yeah, fair enough, my Premier League team is Liverpool. But they spent most of the season with youth products who played Bundesliga 2 the season before, and one of them was in the National League North.
I think Van Dijk and that will take a while to get back to being as good as what he was before.
Oh yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree with that one. But you look at who they had, and yeah, sometimes the 7-2 drubbing by Villa was, a bit of a shock. It was a shock to the system.
That was with Van Dijk, don't forget.
What was that?
As well. And that was with Van Dijk playing as well, don't
Yeah,
forget.
exactly. Like, he went from. But was that the start of knowing that something was wrong? Oh, hang on, Orient are in. Oh no, they're not. It's been cut out by the QPR defender who scored. Oh no, we don't. Don't know who he is. Who's that one? We'll say it's Barbe. That's Barbette. That one. Yeah, you've got to think as well that anyone who's watching would probably agree with us that one player don't make the team, but if they're low on confidence, it's an effect. Liverpool deserved the title when they won it. Yeah, people may mock that it was without fans, but to me that makes it even harder.
Yeah.
Playing in an empty stadium, we've all seen it on Sky when the league restarted after the first lockdown, and it was all, and I laughed. I honestly laughed because when they had to name the starting 11s, but yet there was nobody there, so it didn't really matter. And when there was naming substitutes, and all of a sudden you had the Tannoy announcer coming on, and you're like, well, there's nobody there. Why do you need to make it like a match day experience when it's not really? It's just like a in behind closed doors friendly.
Yeah. Saying about that, there was rumours last season about Plymouth about scouts coming to some of our players at home games, but that was just the media making up stories because we released a statement saying, due to our COVID policies, we only allow scouts of the team which we're playing next into the ground. No other scouts are allowed into the ground at all.
That's wrong, that.
Yep.
And that's because there wasn't obviously anything happening to warrant a story.
Yeah.
Like
The press were claiming that scouts from championship clubs were at home park scouting players.
Well, I'm going to say this now, and I know people want to know. Like my obviously first team, Grimsby, got relegated to the National League because of one man, and you know the man.
Jolly Ollie.
Yeah, exactly. And people have asked me. I think it was. I can't remember. Did I send it to Hasbro? I think. I'm sure I sent this thing to Hasbro because he was asking about Holloway and what actually happened. Because I remember going on to one of Katie's streams and
I know.
I was really,
Twig
really upset because we got relegated.
I know Twig was asking you.
Yeah, yeah. This was when we like literally just after we got relegated, and there's a like a thingy of posts. Do you know where it's like one after the other about everything that went wrong with Ian Holloway in charge, and during the pandemic, right? It didn't help that himself or our owner at the time didn't want the football season to start because they said there isn't enough money and it's not going to work and this, that, and the other. He signed players with zero experience of playing in the Football League. And how many of them are playing now? None of them.
Yep.
Right? No players are Holloway signed. I can't remember are still playing now.
Yeah.
George Williams has gone to Barrow today. So he's another one that's off there. Orient's in, there's a penalty. Oh no, he's offside. I thought there was a penalty then, but Drinnan's been caught offside. He looks good, this Drinnan guy. Was he offside? Oh, his front foot was offside there, his front leg. That's unlucky. It would have been a penalty if he wasn't offside. Yeah, anyway, we'll get back to where he was. Williams has gone now. Jackson Jr. is not wanted. Obviously, we had an incident as well during the last season where Holloway signed Philippe Murray. I'm sure you've heard of him. And then we got Stefan Payne on loan.
Yes.
And we was playing Bradford and all was going swimmingly. It was 0-0 at half time. It was going great, you know. Bradford were a team on the ascendancy. We were struggling for points. Half time come. Payne headbutts Murray and Payne gets sent off for headbutting his own player. Neither of them have played for Grimsby since then. Murray was signed by Holloway. Payne, in all fairness, was signed by Paul Hurst. He turned around and said none of them would play again, and he stuck to his word, and none of them played again. That includes Murray. Holloway signed Montel Gibson from the mighty Halesowen Town, and he scored 2 goals. And then decided during lockdown with a new manager he was going to throw some party, a party that broke lockdown and COVID protocols. So he got himself in hot water. Hasn't played for the club again, and now he's on loan at Stourbridge for the first half of next season. This season coming up. Then there was, at the start of the season, one of our players caught COVID, right? And this taps a nail on to the wall. This does. Most clubs would have gone, right, that's it, the training ground's closed, blah, 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 blah. We all have to stay at home, do our home regimes in our garden, whatever, just keep fit for when we come back in 2 weeks' time. 2 week things were going on. No, definitely not. Ian Holloway decided that while the training ground was shut, they was going to have a darts tournament. 2 days after Holloway resigned, it turns out all this came to light and lands Grimsby with a 25 grand fine, and we had to pay money to Bradford and whoever else had their game postponed against us. I think the first game back was Bolton, so it was around 2 or 3 games before we played Bolton. That didn't take any point. That only took 1 point off us. We beat them at home. We drew 0-0 away, and we hadn't played for 2 weeks. We'll just put that out there for the Bolton fans that thought League 2 was going to be a walk in the park. Then we was going to have a takeover. Then we wasn't. And then on Christmas Eve, our then owner put a ransom, I think that's the right word for it, a ransom, where he told the prospective owners, you've got until such and such a time on Christmas Eve to release the funds. That didn't happen. Oh my God, we've got John Fenty for another season or whatever. Then all of a sudden, the guy and the current owners with this guy say, yeah, we're going to buy into the club. The club then accept him onto the board, and 3 weeks later, said guy that led the consortium isn't part of the consortium anymore. Alarm bells. Once the alarm bells have gone, the 2 guys that own the club now have said, yeah, we're going ahead with it. We was born in Grimsby, we're Grimsby Town fans, this, that and the other. We're going to go ahead with it. This was in January. They only took over in May. Why was there such a delay from then until them actually getting the keys to take over the football club?
Don't know.
That is what basically last season relegated Grimsby Town. All that in 1 season, and most clubs don't get that in 10 seasons.
Yeah.
That, people may write in the chat that I'm biased, but if you asked any Grimsby Town fan what relegated Grimsby Town last season, they'll all say the same 2 words. Either Ian Holloway or John Fenty.
Yeah.
Who owns Plymouth? Is it the fans still?
We've got one majority shareholder, which is Simon Hallett, who is originally from Plymouth and he's a Plymouth fan, but he currently lives in America because that's where his business is. He's in investments in America.
Yeah, but he's a Plymouth fan, so with the said guy being, as you said, a fan, then he's gonna put the money in, isn't he? If you're a fan of the club, you're gonna plough loads of money in.
He said he wants to run the club as a financial. He said he's got. This was just before COVID happened, so obviously it's changed a bit because of COVID. He said his plan is He wants to improve the youth academy a lot. So his plan is within 5 years to be a financially sustainable regular championship squad.
Ooh,
And he said
QPR's gone close again. Is that
he's,
Kakai? Kakai's nearly scored. Just gone past the post.
and he said for him personally, financially, he hasn't got the finances to make us a Premier League regular club. So if that was to ever happen, he'd have to sell part of the club, basically.
Yeah, but I think that's the same with
Free club,
anyone,
pretty much.
isn't it? Anyone in the EFL. You look at the difference in class now. Norwich got promoted. Brentford got promoted. And who was the third team that got promoted? Watford, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Can you see any of them teams staying up this season?
I think Watford and Brentford might push it close. Not Watford, Norwich and Brentford, sorry. I think they might be close to final game of the season or something.
What, but still go down?
Still, yeah. Actually, depends if Newcastle sign anyone, actually.
Well, they're after...
Joe Willock.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, if Newcastle don't sign anyone, I'd say Newcastle's down there because last season they were kept up by Joe Willock, basically.
I'll tell you what, he is some player.
Yeah.
Joe Willock.
Do you know why that?
What?
Do you know why that was that transfer was going on for so long?
No.
But it is still going on because Mike Ashley was refusing to spend 20 million on him.
Yeah, but Mike Ashley's been selling Newcastle for about 20 years.
Yeah.
I know it ain't, but that's what it seems like. Every year, Newcastle is up for sale.
Well, you know, just before this talks of the Saudi takeover and that.
Yeah.
I said to someone as soon as it first came up, I said, it's not going to happen. I said, look at the last two proposed takeovers happened. They talk of the takeover happening. Both started about a month or so before a transfer window opened.
Yeah.
Both of them didn't happen. And what happened with the Saudis? Didn't happen.
Someone else. The Saudis took over someone else.
Have they?
Well, I'm led to believe that they went somewhere abroad instead.
Yeah.
But there has been some interesting transfers today as well. Feast your eyes on some of these guys. Let me know what you think in the chat as well. Lawrence Shankland has been one of them. You've all heard of him. He's a guy that scored about 50 billion goals for United a couple of seasons ago. They then signed for Dundee United for a small fee. And now he's gone to Beerschot, wherever the hell that is. If anybody knows where that is, for an undisclosed fee.
No idea.
But let's have a look. Let's click on it, see where it is. So Lawrence Shankland, he scored 40 goals in 74 games for Dundee United.
Although it's not the highest quality of football there, is it?
Following two prolific seasons at Ayr United in the Championship, Shankland fired in 28 goals as Dundee sealed their return to the top flight. How many goals did he score for Ayr United then? But it's time for Beerschot, that's finished 9th in the Belgian First Division. Which, And the other thing, another interesting transfer that didn't happen, it hasn't happened today but yesterday, is Chef Wednesday of League One. Obviously, you'd expect them to be up there or thereabouts when the end of the season comes about next May. Do you really think they're going to be up there when they're signing people from 13th place last season in the Eredivisie, RKC Valvik? Fair enough, they managed to keep Josh Windass for another 2 years.
Yeah.
But it says something when they're also signing people that have been released by a team that have probably, like, no disrespect to the club, you know. I'm sure they're a really well-run club and they have, like, the morals of going so high. But because of the financial backing of Ajax, PSV, Feyenoord, teams in the Eredivisie are never going to get up there. It's like Football Manager dream if Valvik ever win the bloody Eredivisie.
Have you seen who Sunderland's marquee signing is this summer?
Sunderland's?
Yeah.
No.
He's played in the Premier League.
Yeah.
He actually used to play for one of the newly promoted clubs. I'll give you a clue. His sale from one of the newly promoted clubs allowed certain James Maddison to get into their first team.
Gary Hooper?
No.
Oh. Someone from Norwich then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Todd Campbell?
No.
He's
still
good
at
though,
Norwich,
he is.
isn't he?
He's a good player,
Yeah.
Todd Campbell. It's got to be said. We'll throw that one out there. Well, if anybody on the chat or YouTube when this goes out later on tonight wants to write in the comments what they think about Todd Campbell, he's a bloody good player in my eyes. Does he play for Norwich now?
Oh, is that Sunderland now?
Hey? How's he a marquee signing then if he's already playing for him?
Because they signed him this summer.
Oh, no, I don't know then because I haven't really seen any Norwich players leave.
Well, he didn't go from Norwich, he went from another club.
Oh, that's thrown it really open, that, hasn't it? Oh dear.
Norwich sold him to a Premier League club.
Bendia. No, because he's just signed for Villa, hasn't he?
He's 28. I think he...
Morrison. No, not Morrison. What's his name? Naismith. No.
No.
Oh.
I'll give you... In terms of league games, he's played 2 Premier League games for Tottenham,
Yeah.
6 for Peterborough on loan, 36 for Swindon on loan, 45 for Brentford on loan, 2 for West Brom on loan, 38 games for Norwich, 80 games for Huddersfield. He's got 9 England under-21 caps.
Thompson.
Oh.
Oh. This has gone well, hasn't it? Is it? No, you said he's English, aren't you?
Yeah.
Where did they sign him from?
Who? Norwich.
Sunderland. No, Sunderland.
Sunderland, he was on... No, it's Swindon. No, sorry. He's at Sunderland now. They signed him from Huddersfield.
Bakuna.
No.
Oh, I don't know then.
Next, Pritchard.
How they managed to get him? He was good.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the first time he's played below the Championship since he was on loan at Swindon in the 2013-14 season.
And what league were they in then? League One?
League One. And then after the season at League One, he then went on, the following season, he went on loan to Brentford, where he played 45 games for them and scored 11 goals in the Championship.
Bloody hell. That's mad. How?
Oh.
I suppose when you look at it though, like the EFL as a whole, from the Championship down to League Two, like if we was to do a video where we try and predict where everyone would finish in them three leagues, it'd be completely wrong. I could guarantee we could name all 24 teams and say, right, first will be this team, second will be that team, blah, 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 23rd, 24th, that team, and all 24 clubs would be in completely the wrong order, and you'd have some that are up there when we had them down here, and some that are down there that will be up here. Like Barnsley last season, who'd have thought they made the playoffs?
Yeah.
Same with League One though, because who's in League One now? Sunderland, Charlton, Ipswich.
Wednesday, Portsmouth.
Wednesday, Portsmouth. Who got promoted from League Two? Bolton, they're in there.
Morecambe got promoted.
Who did? Bolton are up there. Who got promoted from the playoffs? Oh, it was Morecambe, wasn't it? First time they've played in the League One, and yet they drew with Ipswich 2-2 at the weekend.
Just got something up. Talking finances and that. From February 1st, 2020 to February 1st, 2021.
Yeah.
Of fees paid to agents. In League One, total of just over 3 million was paid to agents.
Bloody hell.
Team which was top of that list was Hull, spent over 543,000.
Yeah.
Which was 17% of the total, followed by Sunderland on 406,000, and then followed by Ipswich on 341,000.
Bloody hell. That's a lot for that level of football.
Gillingham were the only League One club who did not pay out any money in agents' fees, whilst Crewe Alexandra spent just 4,500.
To be fair though, why would that was close that. Orient almost equalised. It's Happer again. He's put it just past the post once more. Oh no, we
Okay.
haven't skied it over the crossbar. I had to look over the laptop then. But hopeless Happer. I hope Orient fans don't mind me calling him that, but he's had two really good chances and he's skied them both. Yet, in the current squad, he's got one of the most goals. Like, I get agents, right? And I know what they're there for. But 30 years ago, you didn't have agents. I think players should.
Well, it's a lot more legal now, isn't it?
Well, yeah, there is that. There is that. Orient are there and it's 1-1. There's been a goal. Who scored? Hang on a minute. It's 1-1. It's a great goal. It's, I think it's Drinnen. Drinnen has equalised for Orient, the League Two team. And it's 1-1. The guy that they've signed from Ipswich Town. It's a throw-in on the right-hand side. Absolutely launched in like Rory Delap. A back header. And I think it was Drinnen. I couldn't see. There was a host of bodies in the way. Badjo was there. It's either Drinnen or Archibald. It's Drinnen. Drinnen has made it 1-1 for the League Two team. We could be going to penalties. Our first ever Watchalong taggers could be going to penalties. There's only 15 minutes left. And then we've got the second round draw with the Carabao Cup. It's Orient 1, QPR 1. Do you reckon Orient, now they've scored after being 1 down, could get another one?
Possibly, we've seen it, haven't we?
We did last night. Look at Derby. And I know Derby are a championship club that are there wrongly in my eyes. I don't know about anybody else. But if they are wrongly in your eyes, then let us know. Either on the chat or in the comments. And on the next watch along, if you have any questions for us, we will try and answer as many questions as we can. I think we'll have to make this a separate YouTube though, like you said, in time. We'll just see the analytics first off, and we'll see what's what. But Drinnen has got his first goal for the club in a competitive game. There's Warburton, not Jonathan, Mark. But the throw-in from James for Orient was like Rory Delap. He absolutely flung it into the box. There was a back header from, I think it was Prattley with a back header. And it fell to Drinnen and he just swooped on it. And it went into the bottom corner. And it's Leyton Orient 1, QPR 1. As Orient come forward again. Oh, that was unlucky that. The ball bounced. But it bounced away from the attacker and straight into Archer's hands. Yeah. Oh, QPR have the ball now. They've lost it straight away though. And you can tell that QPR have been rocked. Because Dazelles give away a foul. And I know people think highly of Andre Dazelle. It's going down the left-hand side. Don't know who's got it, right? But it's James. He's free on the right-hand side. Pings one in. And it's gone out for a goal kick. He pinged it in too hard there. You could see what he was trying to do. But it didn't work. What's your thoughts on QPR anyway, taggers? You know, we'll try and get QPR fans involved as well, either in the chat or on YouTube. Could they be up there at the end of the season? They've had a few years of struggle in the Championship.
I think they'll be mid-table this season.
That's a resounding no then.
Yep. What about you?
I'd have them. Well, the stature of the club and the history. You'd like to say probably playoffs, wouldn't you? In all fairness, but I think they're going to fall short. I don't think they're going to finish mid-table. I think they'll finish like 9th, 10th. I'd like to
Yeah.
hope that a club of that size could finish 9th or 10th, given some of the teams. No disrespect to any teams that are in there, but I think they're another team that are being mismanaged by the owners.
Yeah.
You look at what happened when they was in the Premier League, and they just got battered every game.
They just players who were there for the wages rather than actually wanting to play, weren't they?
Yeah, but are the players to blame for that, or the manager for giving them, or the owner for that kind of wages? That's what we've got to look at. Not everything bows down to the players on. Well, most of it bows down to the players on the pitch. But if you've got an owner wanting to pay, hang on a minute, Orient are in again. Oh, it's a cracking save by Archer. Oh my word, number 11's there. Oh, Archibald. Kemp, it's in. Oh, is it the crossbar? Orient flying forward at the moment. Just stay here. We'll get back to the conversation in a minute, and then he's passed it to a QPR player. That was unlucky. Orient should be 2-1 up. Orient should be 2-1 up there. Some cracking plays. A great save by Jordan Archer, and then Dan Kemp's gone and hit the bloody crossbar for the League Two club. That was really, really unlucky. To be fair, the shot from hang on, let's find out who number 20 is. One of the substitutes, whoever number 20 is, was straight at Archer, and then Kemp's hit the crossbar, which was really, really unlucky. Yeah, but surely, if you have a team of players there for the wage, it's not down to the players of the owner, players or the manager, it's down to the owner.
It's still expected to play to a certain standard, though, aren't you?
Yeah, you are. But if you was getting paid, like, I know it's your job, and I know they get paid for their job, and a lot of people would rather be a footballer and get paid for their job. But if they're getting paid 10, 20 grand more and they're not up to the standards of the Premier League, which I think was half the problem as well, there was the signed players that wasn't quite. There was either
They
not
signed
used to the
boss.
Premier Leagues or has-beens, like when they signed Rio Ferdinand.
Sean Wright Phillips, Singwa, who were both past their best, weren't they? They
Yeah,
signed
there
for
was the
QPR.
forward as well. That's handball. Leyton Orient have had a very, very lucky escape there. QPR, sorry. Leyton Orient should have had a penalty. Dickie's handballed it. It's like swoop down. If anybody's watching it, then do let us know. I would have given, if I was the referee, I would have given handball for that. It was in an awkward position, and he's like swooped down with his head. It's missed his head, and it's hit his arm. Would you have given penalty?
They've changed the rules, haven't they, on the penalties this season? That was another rule, which was a stupid rule, wasn't it, last season? Whereas if there's any handball contact, whether deliberate or not, it's a penalty regardless.
Yeah, that was a bit. You saw
Because
some of the handballs in the Premier League. I know. I didn't really watch Match of the Day last season until the fans come back because I couldn't watch football without the fans there on telly because the fans make the telly. If that makes sense.
It does. So I'm gonna say something if I've forgotten now.
Balls, come on. Dominic Ball for QPR is on the pitch now. Orient have a free kick 20 yards out. We'll get back to Taggers when he remembers what he wants to say in a minute. Pings it in. And it's out for a goal kick. Taggers, what was you going to say?
Yeah, that handball rule where it's any contact is a penalty was a stupid rule, because in my opinion, if that rule carried on and stayed forever, strikers and that would, instead of trying to have a shot on goal, just be trying to hit someone's arm or hand in the penalty box, knowing that they'll get a penalty for it straight away.
Yeah, but do you reckon some of that was down to the pandemic, though?
No, because they brought that rule in. They announced that rule before COVID.
Oh, fair enough. Maybe not then. But some of the rules that were brought in because of COVID were absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of understand the extra substitutions when the league restarted after the first lockdown, but there was no need to carry it on into the season just gone.
No.
There was absolutely no need. And why Premier League players and clubs, well, not really the players, but Premier League clubs could name more substitutes than the EFL clubs and use more, and yet the National League still only had 5 subs on the bench.
Yeah. It's like you hear about like Klopp and that complaining about number of games and that, but in the EFL, League 1, League 2, you've got, if you get knocked out of all the cups at the first round, you have 46 league games, 3 paint trophy games, 1 FA Cup game, 1 League Cup game. So without any cup runs,
That's
you've
51
got,
games.
yeah,
Yeah,
without any cup runs.
yeah, yeah. And some clubs are going to go into 52, 53 games just from the FA Cup, and some
And then
clubs
if
are
you get
guaranteed
replays in
even
the FA
more.
Cup as well.
Some clubs are guaranteed even more because the paint trophy is only open, really, to League 1 and League 2 clubs.
Yeah.
So some club, who was it last season? Someone played like 60 odd games last season because they made the final. Who was it? I can't think who it was, but they made the final of the paint trophy and they made the playoffs as well. I think it was Tranmere.
And then they sacked. Strange, because Tranmere then sacked their manager, didn't they?
Yeah, just before the playoffs. Yeah.
Because he took over. He took over when they were. He took over partway through the season. Took them to the final of the paint trophy. Got them into the playoffs. When he took over, they were bottom half of the table.
Yeah.
And yeah, sacked them just before the playoffs.
Yeah, it was literally just after the last league game and just before the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I turned round to some of them and said, "Oh, I think that's ridiculous." And all the Tranmere fans were going, "Nah, it was negative football. It was this, that, and the other." But that negative football has just got you in the AFL playoffs. My team's just been bloody relegated and we played our fucking hearts out for half a season. Trying to get out the mess that Holloway left us in. And we all know that you know about Holloway messes, being a Plymouth fan as well, because all the Plymouth fans, when Holloway took over Grimsby, said exactly the same thing. And I'm sure all the Leicester fans said the same thing. And the only fans that didn't were Bristol Rovers fans, where he's renowned as a so-called legend, and Blackpool fans because he got them into the Premier League.
Yeah. Going back to QPR.
Yeah.
I got their squad from their last time in the Premier League.
Yeah.
We were saying about having old plastic players in that. Age 30 and above in their squad, we had 12 players.
And that's the difference.
We had Green,
Yeah.
Brian Murphy, and Julio Cesar as their goalkeepers.
Yeah, and all of them were over 30.
Then at 34, they had Clint Hill.
Bloody hell.
30, they had Jose Bosingua.
Yeah.
31, they had Tal Ben Haim.
Yeah, I know. He was a good player before he got old.
Yeah. And then at the oldest player in the squad, age 35, Sean Derry.
Yeah, and I think he played near enough every game, didn't he?
Yeah. 32, Park Ji-sung.
Oh my word.
31, Sean Wright Phillips.
Yeah, he was past it before his time though, really. Sean Wright Phillips. He lost his way a long time before he went to QPR.
Yeah. 32, Bobby Zamora.
Bloody hell.
When you're sat in Rosetta and the ball hits your head, it's Zamora.
You'd think that being a Plymouth fan, obviously Brighton, one of your rivals where he started his career.
Jay Brothroyd, 31.
Yeah, he's still playing. He's in Japan at the moment. Oh, there's a bit of a
And
brawl going on. Hang on a minute. There's a brawl going on here. Oh no, Archibald thinks he's won a free kick, but it's been given the other way. Right, crack on.
the last one, who is the worst one of the worst pundits. Can you guess who?
Mika Richards.
No.
Rio Ferdinand.
No. Main Genus.
Oh God.
Yeah,
I'm
30.
a better commentator than him.
QPR was his last club, wasn't it?
I'm not surprised. Do you think some players retire because they're that used to the Premier League? If they get released every now and again, they're like, well, I'm not going down to the Championship.
Yeah.
Because Jermaine Genius wasn't even that old, was he, when he retired?
I think he was. Hang on. Just open it up. He retired that season, so he retired at age 30.
That is mad. He would have been some player in the Championship for a Championship club. Even if he stayed at QPR, he would have been some player in the Championship.
You know, he's when Gary Lineker leaves, you know, he's favourite to take over from Gary Lineker.
Oh my God.
Match of the day.
I think BBC, if you watch this, should employ me and taggers to do it.
I'll tell you who I think would be a good person to present Match of the Day.
Go on then.
Peter Crouch.
Yeah. Yes. I reckon it should go to him as well.
Because he already does work for the BBC, because those podcasts are for the BBC, aren't they?
Yeah. I think you've hit it on the head there, mate. I think you're right. I think Peter Crouch, obviously an ex-QPR player as well.
Yeah,
So it ties in well with the Watchalong.
He's been around to a few clubs, hasn't he?
Yeah. He run Grimsby ragged when he played for QPR many moons ago. 2003, 2004, I think it was.
Yeah.
And the amount of headers he won at Loftus Road. Obviously, when they played at Blundell Park, he'd already left, which was or he was injured. I can't remember which way round it was. Either or happened, but at Loftus Road in the 2003, he run Grimsby ragged with the amount of headers he could win and that. He was phenomenal, and I'm sure like people laughed at him, but every fan wanted a Peter Crouch in the team. I'm sure you felt the same at Plymouth.
Right.
And that's gone out for a goal kick. We've got 30 seconds of the match left, guys, and then we've got the draw for the second round after the penalties. I don't think extra time. I think it goes straight to penalties. The AFL Cup, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think that's one of the changes they made coming into with COVID and that.
Do you know what I think they should bring back? And you can let us know if you agree. Golden goal.
See, it's always difficult once it's end of full time, isn't it? To find a fair way, isn't it?
Exactly. Like this game has gone to penalties, guys. This game is at a penalty shootout right now. So do come in. Feel free to join in. Feel free to stick around for the penalty shootout because I'm going to go word for word, and Taggers at the end will give his say on what is. Plymouth have been on the side of a fair few shock results over the time. Obviously, a few years ago when you drew at Anfield and then Liverpool come back to home park.
Yeah.
You also beat someone else big, didn't you?
Not recently.
Oh, okay. One Plymouth then. Well, we'll forget that. Obviously, I've seen. Go on.
We do hold the record away attendance at the Emirates.
Oh, how many is that?
It's 9,000 something, but they reckon 35,000 actually travelled up to the Emirates for that game.
I will give it to Plymouth that even when they played Grimsby in whatever year it was, and we stopped you winning the league, there must have been about 2,000 Plymouth fans in the stadium.
Yeah.
Coming up all that way to watch you lose the title to your rivals down the road. Which is a bittersweet symphony, as they say. But this game at the moment, Leyton Orient QPR, is at penalties. Stick around with us because the penalties are coming up, and they're looking at the penalty claim now. And I'm going to try and describe it the best I can. Can you remember John Terry in the World Cup against Slovakia, and he went down on his head and sealed it out with the back of his head?
Can't remember.
He fell to the floor. If anybody remembers that, then do let us know. He falls to the floor with his head going forward like Tom Daly would for a dive, and his arm is down by the side, but it's crossed out, so it's in the shape of an L, and the ball is definitely hit his hand. To me, that is a penalty because you wouldn't dive down that far to go get the ball with your head.
Yeah.
Right, here we go, folks. Penalties are starting. This is it. Lyndon Dykes first up for the Championship Club Queen's Park Rangers. What do you think's going through the red now, Taggers, before he takes it?
I've probably been practicing and training, isn't it?
Yeah, but to go up first, I mean, you know, he's the first person to the penalty shootout, and he's hit it down the middle, and it's 1-0 QPR in penalties. QPR with the first blood. But surely going up first in the penalty shootout is a psychological disadvantage.
I always prefer to be the team taking the penalties first.
But we saw it in the Euro 2012 final. Do you think the players have a say, or is it the manager that has the final say, or do you think the players really pick themselves?
It's normally the manager who does.
Right, it's Drinan for Orient. Drills it home, it's 1-1 in penalties. That was a good penalty, that. Slightly off centre, where you'd want it to be. And it's 1-1 again. Right, who's this? It's Ball, I think. Pretty sure Ball is about to take a penalty. Is it Ball? No, it's not Ball. It's number 12. Who's number 12? Oh, into the bottom right corner. There's a good penalty, that one. It's 2-1 to QPR on penalties. We are going to be doing the second round draw as well, guys, for the Carabao Cup. And we will do another watch along because I think the stats have been quite good. If you're up for it, Taggers. Okay. That's what he thinks of that. You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
He just went, shh. Oh, it's hit the bar. Orient have missed. Soterio has hit the crossbar for Orient. It was a good penalty. It's hit the underside of the crossbar and bounced out. The QPR goalkeeper is celebrating like he'd saved it. He was nowhere near it, in all fairness. But QPR have the upper hand. It's 2-1. It's 3-1 now. Orient have been unlucky. We said they'd score in the second half, which they did though, Taggers. We don't lie. Right, there's James then, the right back. Bit risky having the right back take a penalty. But he's been practicing. And it's gone in, it's 3-2. It's a good penalty shootout, this. In all fairness. We've got the second round draw coming up as well, so Taggers will know who Plymouth are playing in real time. Who are you hoping for, Taggers?
I don't mind who we play, hoping for a home game.
Is it still north and south?
Oh.
Oh, you could end up in Newcastle then.
Well,
It's 4-2 to QPR.
Well, Peterborough's not exactly south.
Yeah, I don't get how they made it into the southern draw, same as Cambridge. Cambridge ended up with Swindon. Miles to go on a Tuesday night for a localised cup game.
Yeah. Home Park to Peterborough is a 5-hour drive each way.
Jesus. That's not localised at all. Right, there's Orient. If they miss this, Orient are out. It's down to Dan Kemp. Let's just have a look, see if he scores. Oh, he's drilled it home, straight through the keeper's hands. The Orient keeper, Vigouroux, has a lot to do now to try and keep Orient in it. If QPR score, QPR are through to the next round. We will have the second round draw for you live shortly as well. Here's Badjo, and QPR have made it. They've won on penalties 5-3. It was Adamar actually who's won it for the Rangers, for the Championship club. And Plymouth could end up playing QPR taggers rather than Leyton Orient.
What was that?
QPR have just won on penalties by 5-3. Adamar sent the goalie the wrong way. He's going up with his top now. He's going to lob it in the crowd. No, he's not. He's going to give it to a little kid, which is always nice to see. And if he did that during the game, he'd be sent off because now he's took his shirt off. And he's celebrating with the fans. Let's just hope the fans don't get pinged in the morning, because it's not very socially distanced. Even though that's not really a thing anymore. But if you get COVID, you've still got to self-isolate, which is what I don't get really. But you know, you can't say, oh, all this has gone away. But if you get COVID, still stay at home.
Know what you were saying about how many fans we take away in that.
Yeah.
I was just reminded me of one game, and it was the end of the 2012-13 season.
Yeah.
And it was the final game of the season, and we could have got relegated to the conference.
Yeah.
And we're away to Rochdale, and officially the actual number's higher because I know because there's photos of it, we had Plymouth fans in the home section. Rochdale originally gave us a stand behind one of the goals, as you normally are on an away game.
Yeah,
we
when
sold
I
out.
last went to Rochdale, it was in the side stand, and then it got called off at half time.
We sold that out, so they gave us one of the side stands as well. We sold that all out, but the official number was high. Well, the actual number's higher than what the official number is, but we took 1,852 away fans there. The total attendance was 4,200.
Bloody hell! That's
I was just
mental.
looking at the team, bearing in mind this team was one result away from being in the National League.
Yeah.
On the bench for us was backup goalkeeper Rene Gil-Martin, who ended up being, Watford were in the Premier League, he ended up being Watford's second choice goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And it was two players who started for us ended up playing in the Premier League. Conor Hourihane, who played for Aston Villa,
Yeah.
Irish midfielder, and Joe Bryan, who played for Fulham in the Premier League.
Bloody hell.
And we also had starting for us was Curtis Nelson, who currently plays his first choice centre back at Cardiff.
Bloody hell. Sid Nelson, isn't it?
Curtis Nelson.
Oh, yeah. Villarreal have just equalised against Chelsea. It's 1-1 there with 2 minutes to go. Join us in a couple of minutes. We'll be back for the second round draw of the Carabao Cup. QPR have won on penalties tonight. So join us soon and we'll see who they get. As well as Tagger's team, Plymouth. My team's not in it because we're not in the Football League anymore. See you in 2. Right, I have returned to the people that have subscribed and aren't seeing the adverts. So from what you've heard then, Taggers, do you think Leyton Orient were unlucky not to go through? Hello? Taggers? Taggers? Hello? Right, so some of the other scores from tonight then, guys, in the EFL Cup. Blackpool 3, Middlesbrough 0. Nottingham Forest 2, Bradford 1. Burton 1, Oxford 1. Oxford United win 4-2 on penalties. Shock of the night came at the Ricoh Arena. Coventry 1, Northampton 2. Coventry were 1-0 up there. Northampton with 2 goals from Atete, giving them the win. Who is Atete? He's a forward. He's given them the win there. 5,284 at the Ricoh for that game. And obviously Leyton Orient 1, QPR 1. QPR won 5-3 on the old penalty shootouts. Blackpool 3, Middlesbrough 0 though. Another cracking result for the Championship club. And Middlesbrough, according to the match stats, only having 3 shots in the whole game. Yeah. We'll say that was a bad night at the office. Nottingham Forest 2, Bradford 1. Obviously no shock there, but Bradford giving themselves a lifeline just 9 minutes after half time with Cook getting on the score sheet. And we're just going to touch back on what Taggers has said. 23 shots by Bradford and only 38% possession right there, which is not the best.
Nope.
It's not the worst either. It's definitely not the worst. I don't know if you've heard some of the other scores, Taggers, what I've been saying.
I've just come back.
Oh, okay. So other scores from tonight. It's Blackpool 3, Middlesbrough 0. Nottingham Forest 2, Bradford 1. Burton 1, Oxford 1. Somehow Burton's in the southern section. It's only a couple of miles away from bloody Derby. But Oxford won 4-2 on penalties against Burton. And shock of the night, Coventry 1, Northampton 2. What's it saying here? Teenager Keon Atete scored twice in his first senior start as League 2 Northampton came from behind to knock Coventry City out of the Carabao Cup. Tyler Walker converted Jamie Allen's pass to give the Championship side an early lead, but the Cobblers fought back and Atete levelled just after half time. The 19-year-old on a season-long loan from Tottenham then grabbed the winner with his second of the night. Town goalkeeper John Maxted denied Julian De Costa an equaliser late on as Coventry crashed out. Sky Blues dominated the early stages of the time, went ahead when Jordan Shipley's deflected cross fell for Allen, who set up Walker from close range. Northampton should have drawn level soon afterwards, with Scott Pollock twice denied by Ben Wilson and Danny Rose's effort rattling the post before Atete also went close with a glancing header. But the Cobblers' equaliser arrived 7 minutes after the restart when the young forward stole possession from Declan Drysdale and ran on to slam a clinical finish home past Wilson. De Costa, the only survivor from Coventry's starting lineup at the weekend, almost restored their lead with a curling attempt that tested Maxted. But Etienne, the winner for Northampton, pouncing on Fraser Horsfall's flick on and making enough contact to force the ball over the line. 10 shots by Northampton and only 34% possession is what basically we've been going on about all night. Possession doesn't really matter, as you can see there, but it does if you're a Middlesbrough fan, because this stat is shocking. 40% possession, and during the whole game, 3 shots and none on target. Blackpool had 21 shots and 5 on target with 3 goals, and they scored 2 goals in a minute as well. Lavery into the 77th minute, Anderson in the 78th. Lavery then with the assist as well for Anderson, which yeah, that's all right. Let's have a look at Burton Oxford then, and we'll see. Holland. Oh, it was 2 goals. Oh my word! Burton scored in the 96th minute to equalise, to take it to penalties, but it didn't matter because they lost on penalties. Yeah, Nottingham Forest 2, Bradford 1. Cavallo 2 goals in 2 minutes. Zinkernagel on loan from Watford with the 2 assists. Cook equalised 9 minutes after half time. And just to go off your stats, taggers,
Yep.
38% possession for Bradford.
Yep.
23 shots on goal.
Yeah.
14 for Nottingham Forest, and they had 62% possession.
Yep.
In fairness, Bradford, apart from possession, battered shots, shots on target, corners, and even fouls, and they still lost.
Yeah.
Let's have a look then. What happened with Bradford? Isaac come on. Sutton got injured by the looks of it, because it's not usually you make a substitution after just 34 minutes. But I think they left it too late. Crankshaw come on in the 83rd, and Vernon came on in the 84th. Maybe if they changed it a little bit sooner, they might have done something. Do you think managers now, though, before we go to the second round draw, do you think managers are a little bit scared to make changes too quick? When the fans are like, well, he needs to make a change soon. Do you think it's easier to see from the stands than what it is the dugout for the change?
I think they should be able to see, but I think it is easier from the stands.
I think as well because they know that the fans, like I'm speaking from seen it obviously at Grimsby over the years as well, and likewise with you with Plymouth, that you can see it over the stands, but do you think there's a bit of hesitancy there? And fragilities, you will be banned. If anyone can ban fragilities from the channel, that would be much appreciated, because they've followed me again 49 minutes ago. So if anyone can get rid of them, that'd be nice. We'll take that. That would be nice. If someone could ban fragilities. Yeah. Anyone up for banning fragilities, and feel free, because it is a bot.
Just doing something.
Righto. Yeah, Turtle said that fragilities was a bot, so they need banning. So we will be back next week with another one of these. We're not sure who yet, but yeah, we'll see what the Sky Sports and that have thrown up for us. There is Bundesliga action on Sky Sports, but I don't think I'll be back in time for I'm taking my daughter out. I think that'd be good to do during the season. Like proper European League football. If you're up for that. Do you know about the Bundesliga and Serie A?
Okay. Right, here you go. On the stat about the possession and that with shots and that.
Yeah.
Do you? In the game tonight, Nottingham Forest had on average had a shot every 3.92 minutes they had possession of the ball.
Bloody hell.
Meanwhile, Bradford had a shot on average every 1.43 minutes they had the ball.
So Bradford were proper pinging it forward when they had it then?
Yeah.
Bradford were really going hammer and tong for the goal. Where did you get his stats from? That is some stat, that, to be fair.
Just calculated it.
Oh, okay. There's been another transfer gone through during the game. Dennis Sirkin, a 19-year-old left back, has joined Sunderland from Tottenham. And the manager's really happy to get a player with Dennis's quality. The other transfers to go through during the games, Sam Cosgrove has gone from Birmingham to Shrewsbury. Will Goodwin, Stoke to Hartlepool, and Shayon Harrison has gone to Morecambe. He used to be at AFC Wimbledon, so you might know a little thing or two about him, with him playing in League One. I don't know anything about League One because it's been like 20 years near enough before Grimsby was last there.
Oh, yeah.
2003, 2004 we was last in League One.
Yeah. Quite a while ago then.
Yeah, exactly. We know nothing about it anymore. Some other transfers that have gone through earlier. Rotherham, who obviously beat Plymouth at the weekend, have made another signing. It's a good signing as well. It's Tadaji Bola from Arsenal on loan. What did you think of Rotherham? Obviously, we can both talk about Rotherham a little bit. What did you think of Rotherham when you played them?
Well, they're obviously going to be up there at the end of the season. They've got a strong team. They seem to be one of those teams which are too good for League One, but not good enough for League Two.
Yeah.
Good team for League. Too good for League One, not good enough for the Championship. Sorry.
Yeah. I know what you meant. I'm sure everybody who's watching knew what you meant as well, but when obviously it's a different scenario, but it's only 2 weeks ago when Grimsby played Rotherham in a friendly, and even then you could see there was all together, there was all playing for one another, they all wanted to win, and while Grimsby, like, they frustrated Rotherham, and you could tell that. You could tell that when the first team of Grimsby was out, they really frustrated Rotherham. And I think when it comes down to it, like, if you've got obviously their manager Paul Warne used to play for him, and he played for him a lot as well. You know, he's probably reserved as a Rotherham legend, in all fairness. And they've got players where you probably haven't heard of them, but if
Yeah.
you was the player of, if you was the fan of the team they signed them from, you'd be really upset, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. Like, they've got Oliver Rathbone, who was at Rochdale, and I'm sure the Rochdale fans would have not liked him signing for Rotherham. Same with Daniel Barlaser, who signed from Accrington. Joe Mattock,
Yeah.
he's a player that I've heard of as well. Victor Johansson, he looked quite steady in the goal when we played him. Curtis Tilt is another name I've heard of. Who else we got? Let's have a look. Chidozie Abeng. Won he at Barnsley last season, I think, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Freddie Ladapo, who looked really good.
Signed them from us.
Oh, did they?
650,000 they paid for him.
Was you unhappy to see him leave? Was you a bit upset?
To be honest, a current Grimsby player comes into this. To be honest, the general consensus around Dapo was he did get 19 goals for us,
Yeah.
but the general consensus was for us Ryan Taylor was a better player for us, because Dapo, if he didn't score, he didn't offer anything in the game for us. Was Brian Taylor brought in so many other players into the game for us and was a handful for the defenders he was playing against.
Yeah, right. Hang on, Taggers, because we've got the second round draw about to start here. So here we go. If you want to be part of the second round draw, stick around. Because some of the Premier League teams join it. Any of the Premier League teams that's not in Europe.
Yeah.
It's Jeremy McIntyre and Andy Townsend doing the draw. He's aged badly, Andy Townsend. Andy Townsend must be in his 60s now. There's Sarah the hamster statue in a cage again. Just before we get live with the draw. Do you think Villa might win the League Cup? That's what they're on about.
Way too early to say.
Yeah, well, I mean, do you think it's a realistic trophy a team like Villa could win?
Well, winning a trophy, you're not a regular top half Premier League club's been a bad sign in recent times, with Birmingham City and Wigan both winning a trophy and then getting relegated the same season.
Hang on. It is sectionised, this draw. Northern sections are getting drawn out. Oldham are out. And they're playing Accrington in a bit of a local derby. That's an interesting side for the for the first one out. All Newcastle have a home tie. The first Premier League team out. And Andy Townsend's picked. Burnley. Wow. Wigan, they'll be at home. Beat Hull last night. And they've got Bolton. What a game that's going to be, Tigers. Fucking hell. They've got some right games coming out here. Oh, there's Huddersfield.
Against Everton.
How you got that before me? That's a good draw for Huddersfield, that. Sheffield United.
Against Derby.
Oh, that's another local derby. What is going on here with all
Derby
these?
for Derby.
It's a derby against derby.
Stoke Doncaster.
No, that's not a local derby.
Been to Doncaster's ground.
I haven't yet. I've been near it. I've been outside it. I haven't been in it.
The Leyton Orient's an annoying one for me. I've been wanting to go to the Leyton Orient away game when we've played them.
Yeah.
But believe it or not, the last 4 times we've played them, the away game been on Tuesday night.
Bloody hell. Shrewsbury have been drawn against
Rochdale.
Yeah, and Nottingham Forest have got Wolves, guys. So in Wolves fans, you've got Forest away. Oh, there's Morecambe. Beat Blackburn last night. Oh, another local dad. What is going on with all these? This is mad.
Plymouth's local derby, if they get one, will be over 100 miles.
Oh, that's not a local derby. Blackpool v Sunderland. Oh, it's Leeds. Against Crewe. That's not a local derby either. The local derbies are finished for about now. Oh, Barrow. Against Aston Villa. Barrow fans will be beside themselves with that draw. That's a fantastic draw for them. Obviously, you've been drawn against the big teams, Taggers, when you've got drawn against Liverpool recently. Obviously, Grimsby have not recently, but 20 years ago in October, Grimsby beat Liverpool at Anfield when there was a Division 1 side. But what's the feeling when someone like Barrow would get drawn against Aston Villa? For the fans?
It is a really exciting time. It's I remember when we were at Anfield. Now they play "You'll Never Walk Alone."
Yeah.
Anfield.
Yeah.
We were in Anfield and we were chanting that loud. You can hear "You'll Never Walk Alone." So they actually, on the PA system, they actually increased the volume of "You'll Never Walk Alone" by more than double, just so you could hear it.
Here's what you're interested in. It's the southern round now, the southern section. Brentford, newly promoted, first time in the Premier League. Forest Green. How's Shrewsbury in the northern section? I don't get that. Oh, it's Millwall. Cambridge United. Exciting times for Cambridge, obviously being back in League One after so many years. West Brom. Would you like West Brom, Taggers?
Not to.
Well, they've got Arsenal, so it's alright. Fancy Arsenal not being in Europe. Who'd have thought we'd ever say that?
And to think their fans were complaining about Wenger only getting them fourth.
There's Norwich. And they've got Bournemouth. Norwich beat Bournemouth. Cardiff are at home. Number 6. Brighton. Good game that, wasn't it? Cardiff v Brighton. Birmingham.
At the weekend, Leon Brewster scored his first goal for Sheffield United.
I'm guessing that's a bot. Streamer Fun Contentency. Yeah. Gillingham have got Cheltenham. I missed the last round because I was seeing who followed. QPR at home. We just watched them tonight. And they've got Oxford. Oxford fans, you go into QPR. Swansea at home. Oh, you're away at Swansea, Taggers.
Yeah.
You're off to the Liberty Stadium on a Tuesday or a Wednesday.
Tuesday, probably.
Stevenage are at home. Stevenage have got Wickham. That's a local derby right there. If that's not on telly and we can't do a watch along for that round, unbelievable. Oh, Newport are at home. Southampton. That's going to be on telly, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Newport versus Southampton. If that's not on TV. And Northampton are the next one out. Bless you.
Thanks.
Wimbledon have got Northampton away. Watford are at home. Crystal Palace. What a game. For the second round of the Carabao Cup, Watford versus Crystal Palace. Okay, so let's have a look at the southern round, because I missed one of them, but I don't know which one it was. Which is a bit of a shame. Jamie McAnuff excited that he's drawn out Watford and Crystal Palace, because he played for both teams, apparently, according to himself. So we probably best take that on the chin and think that, yeah, he probably did. Let's have a look. Which one did I miss? Oh, Birmingham got Fulham. We've got Brentford, Forest Green, Millwall, Cambridge, West Brom, Arsenal, Norwich, Bournemouth, Cardiff versus Brighton, Birmingham versus Fulham, Gillingham versus Cheltenham, QPR versus Oxford, Swansea versus Plymouth, Stevenage versus Wickham, Newport versus Southampton, Northampton versus Wimbledon, and Watford versus Crystal Palace. Right, Taggers, being a Plymouth fan, what will the Plymouth fans think about being drawn away to Swansea City?
I would have preferred a home draw, but fairly happy with the draw.
You beat a championship You beat a championship team last time out. Can you do it again?
I think we'll lose this. Is.
Wow, what's different?
Oh,
hang on.
I think Swansea's a better team.
In the North round, then we've got Oldham versus Accrington, Newcastle versus Burnley, Wigan versus Bolton, Huddersfield versus Everton, Sheffield United versus Derby, Stoke versus Doncaster, Shrewsbury versus Rochdale. Now stop there, because not only has it gone off the screen, but if you're Rochdale, you'd be a bit pissed off, wouldn't you, knowing that you're only off to Shrewsbury away.
So for us, it is a 6.5 hour round trip of 380 miles.
What, to Swansea?
Yeah.
Bloody hell. Yeah, well, every game's like that for you, isn't it? It's the same as us, though, to be fair. If you look, guys, who's left in the chat, and if you're on YouTube, if you look at Grimsby Town's opponents this season coming up in the National League, we only travel north once. We travel north once. We travel across and down a little bit, about 43 times, and we travel proper south loads, including into London for the first game of the season, but because I'm out and about that day at the truck racing, there won't be a watch along of that. But hopefully we will have another watch along very, very soon.
Going back to Rotherham, Stu.
Yeah, go on then.
Yeah, they've pretty much kept their squad, which was in the Championship.
Yeah.
So their transfers out this season. So they released 1, 2, 3, 4. They released 5 players,
Yeah.
of which 2 of them haven't got a club yet.
Who were they?
Kyle Vassell and Billy Jones.
Kyle Vassell's a forward, isn't he?
Yeah.
I wonder if we're
Ex-Plymouth.
for him.
And of the other ones released was one went to Crewe Alexander, Port Vale, and Portsmouth.
Not bad career
And
from
and
them.
Fickley Athletic as well.
Yeah, well, I'm guessing that's just a youth kid, isn't it?
Yeah. And out of the... So that was... They all went to lower league clubs than what they were currently in. And they had... So you'd say they were probably going to get released if Rotherham stayed in the Championship anyway, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think they knew there was down anyway, to be fair.
Yeah. And then out of others, you had one player who rejected a contract and signed for Preston North End. A youngster who was sold to Bristol Rovers in League Two, and then Matt Crooks was sold to Middlesbrough.
Yeah, it was sold just before Rotherham come to Blundell Park.
Yeah, so really, Rotherham, their team now compared to their team when they were in the Championship, they've only had 2 players leave, really.
Yeah. An interesting one here, and it's probably going to be on my YouTube channel. Rotherham United are playing Manchester City under 21s on the 26th of October. Now, if I'm off and I've got the time off, I will probably go to that. Unfortunately, they're playing Scunthorpe at home, otherwise I would have gone to see Rotherham at some point. But after watching them this season, I really do think that Rotherham could be up there at the end of the season, regardless of the results. We've got Wigan on Saturday away, which is going to be a tough game anyway. joined Middlesbrough the day before they came to Grimsby, which shows how good he was. And then 3 days later, they drew with Newcastle. So they're a team to be reckoned with during this season. Obviously, there's going to be a few upsets along the way regarding players and teams and whatever else. But yeah, would you say Rotherham are one of the favourites for League One?
Yeah, yeah, I would.
After seeing tonight's performance from Orient, do you think they'll be up there in League Two?
Uh, it's League Two is so unpredictable because every single team goes on a run of 10 games of bad form.
That is true, unless you Grimsby last
And
season and Ian Holloway puts you on half a season
and
of bad form.
quite often, saying about that, quite often you'll see, and this is the same on League One as well, quite often you'll see a team which midway through the season, December time, end of December, start of December, they are in the playoffs or around the playoffs, and by the end of the season, they're in a relegation battle, and one of the teams in the relegation battles are up near
Yeah,
in the playoffs.
yeah, definitely. What I was going to add on to that just before we go was look at York when they got relegated into conference the first time. Obviously, they're in National North now, but the first time they was in the got relegated in December, there was six, I think it was, and they ended up finishing bottom of the league.
Yeah.
I'm just on Leyton Orient now, and I'll let you know their transfers just before we head off. Some quite good signings by Kenny Jackett. Darren Pratley came in from Charlton. Omar Beckles from Crewe. Connor Wood, the left back who played tonight, he came from Bradford. Paul Smythe, he was missing due to injury tonight, according to my mate. He came in from tonight's opponents, QPR. Aaron Drinnan, as I said, came in from Ipswich. Harry Smith, don't know what happened to him, he came in from Northampton. And the right back, Tom James, he came in from Hibernian. They loaned in Theo Archibald from Lincoln until the end of the season. And they've released a shed load of players. One, two, three, four players still without a club. Lee Angol went to Bradford. Josh Coulson went to Southend, so he'll be coming up against Grimsby next season. Louis Dennis, he'll be coming up against Grimsby live on BT Sport. He's signed for Bromley. Sam Ling's coming up against Grimsby. He signed for Dagenham. Jamie Turley and Joe Widowson, they are as well as they signed for Barnet. James Brophy went to Cambridge. Connor Wilkinson went to Walsall. And Usinu Cisse went to go sign for Oldham. James Dayton, Jordan Maguire-Drew, Brendan Shabani and Miles Judd are yet to sign for a club. And it was a bit indifferent. Leyton Orient's pre-season form. They lost to Dundee, drew with West Ham and Tottenham, beat Maidenhead, drew with Dulwich, beat Gillingham, and beat Heybridge Swifts. Currently sit 10th in League Two. They're the only team at the weekend that drew 1-1. So, what do you make of their transfers then? Do you think because they've sold a load and only signed a few, Kenny Jackett's gone in and is actually quite happy with the team?
Well, I think a lot of clubs have been struggling to sign players, actually, recently. So I think there could still be quite a few to come through.
I can't find their actual squad list, Um, hang on, let me just try and find it. See if there's anybody else who's been missed out, who's actually still there. Obviously, Craig Clay. He looked good when he played for Grimsby. He's there. He was on the bench tonight. Harry Smith. Don't remember seeing him. Um, Anthony Papadopoulos, Jaden Sweeney, Shadrach Ogie, Reece Byrne, Daniel Nkrumah, and Zach Ribeiro. I think they're going for the youth project, looking at this team sheet. But when you're in League Two, I'm guessing that's where you need to go, isn't it? And I think that's what lets a lot of teams down. Because just before we head off, we'll end on this note, and we'll catch up on it again the next time we do a watch along. Hopefully you're back a bit quicker than what you was tonight. When you're in the lower leagues, we saw it last night with Plymouth when they bought on our Shirley. They've got to try and bed in the youth players, because otherwise you're just going to end up doing a QPR when they was in the Premier League and having 12, 13 over 30-year-olds. Or was that just money talking and they thought they knew better, and because they was good when they was 23, 6 years before, they're still good now?
You know whose transfer policy has been really good in recent times?
Go on then.
Brentford.
Who's?
Brentford.
Brentford.
Well, Ben Rama, they sold him to West Ham.
Ben Rama was some player. For the young kids who's watched this and have got right to the end of this video, Ben Rama is probably the best player to be signed from outside of England into a non-Premier League team.
And and obviously last summer they sold Ollie Watkins to. So they signed Ollie Watkins for something like 10 million, and then they sold him for, I think he's gone for, like, with add-ons, 32 million or something.
Bloody hell. I'm guessing he's hit that because he's played for England.
Yeah. What was Watkins? Club record £28 million fee, which could rise to 33 million.
Bloody hell.
And then obviously to replace him, they signed Ivan Toney, which was actually at Newcastle at one point, and they only played him 3 times. Yeah, and he's become the record goal scorer for the Championship in a single season with 31 goals.
Bloody hell.
Do you know how much Brentford signed him for?
About £1 million.
In pound.
How much? How much was that?
£5 million they signed him for.
Bloody hell.
Now they're saying he's worth 40 million at least.
But that's another player that, while he may, in my eyes, while he may score goals, he's probably worth 40 million just because of what he's done to Brentford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They got promoted because of his goals.
Yeah, there was Force as well. He's done bits for him, hasn't he? And they've also signed Christopher Ayer from Celtic this summer as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good signing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like any other season, Adam Armstrong, who's signed for Southampton actually. Yeah, Adam Armstrong would have got Golden Boot in the Championship any other season, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
He got something like 28 goals last season.
Yeah. Definitely. He definitely was. Well, you look at who Brentford have signed, and they've gone the same way.
Yeah.
Apart from Ayer, who's signed for 13.5 million, and Johan Wisser, who's signed for 8.5 million. Bearing in mind, Wisser's still only 24. Ayer is only 23. And then you've got Dom Jeffries, who's signed from Salisbury, who's 19, former Newport County, and also Frank Onyeka, who's 23, also from Midtjylland, or however you say it. For the last few years, they have done exactly the same thing. Signed young players and either got rid of them for not being good enough, or they've sold them for a lot of money. And you can guarantee the undisclosed fees that you're seeing here for Daniel Oyegoke from Arsenal, Jude Russell from Palace, Nathan Young-Coombs from Rangers, Matthew Cox from AFC Wimbledon, and Miles Peart-Harris. It's probably for peanuts.
Yeah.
And if they do make a go of it and they're half decent, you can guarantee that Brentford are going to sell them for 20-30 million pounds.
Well, I've just got up here players they've sold. So I just remembered who they signed Ollie Watkins to replace now, with looking at this. Do you know who they signed Ollie Watkins to replace?
No.
Neil Mopay, who they sold for £20 million to Brighton.
Oh, yeah, I forgot he played for them. Wow. Well,
yes, he scored quite a few for them, didn't he?
Yeah, it was really good for them. I think what we'll do is we'll end it here tonight, and Sunday night, shall we do a Premier League review of the first weekend of the season and make it a weekly Sunday thing?
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a good way to go. And I'm just looking at the contracts now for Brentford, and their oldest player, obviously because you need a little bit of experience in the team. Their oldest defender is Pontus Jansson at 30, so we'll be coming back against Leeds United this season. Their oldest midfielder is 27, and their oldest forward is 26, Joel Valencia.
Yeah.
So,
Do you read what or hear what Fark said, the Norwich manager, at the end of last season?
No.
which was obviously not the season before now, the season Hudders, uh, yeah, end of last season when Sheffield United got relegated. He, he was saying if you look on it, uh, out of the newly promoted clubs, generally the clubs which play defensive football generally start their first season in the Premier League is generally the best out of all of the promoted clubs, and they generally have an okay season. But he said after that, as that club try to move away from the defensive football to play a bit more attacking, that's when they start to struggle. And he said that's what's happened to Sheffield United this season. But if you look at the clubs which play attacking football, more attacking football, they struggle that first season, but then after that they generally perform better because they've still got their attacking football, but defensively they're becoming better, stronger.
Yeah, but you would have thought that he'd learn from last time after being relegated after the first season, um, what to expect and how to do it.
Yeah,
And while you've
we're
just said
after.
that, just before we go, just before Sunday's little weekend review of the football, obviously after all the games have been played, we might even do a watch along of the later game on Sunday. Norwich so far have signed people I've never heard of, apart from Angus Gunn. They've signed Milo Rashica from Werder Bremen, Angus Gunn, Flynn Clark from Peterborough, Kenny Coker from Southend, Gene Ullis from POK, Ben Gibson from Burnley, Dylan Berry from Northampton, Pierre-Lise Melou from Nice, Liam Gibbs from Ipswich, Josh Sargent from Werder Bremen. Obviously, they've loaded in Billy Gilmore. Quite a few loans out as well, and quite a lot of people who have moved on elsewhere. Tete. Oh, as if they've sold him. Tete is gone. He's been there for 9 years. Alexander Tete, and is now at Rosenborg. Oh, surely the Norwich fans are a bit aggrieved at that.
Hey.
Jordan Thomas went to Barnet. I'm guessing they're not really bothered about him. Ethan Vaughan went to Burnley. Mario Vrancic, who I remember scoring a few goals, he's gone to Stoke. Louis Thompson's gone to Portsmouth. Steeperman, Nyland, Hudemark, Dronfield yet without a club. Bendia went to Aston Villa for about 40 million, I think was the final fee. Moritz Leitner went to Zurich, and Philip Heiss went back to Germany to Karlsruhe, and Louis Lomas, a youthie, went to Brackley Town. So, they haven't really made big changes to the team, but is it going to be enough? I'm sure we'll find out very, very soon. They play Liverpool, obviously, on Saturday in the late kick-off. And a bit of baptism of fire for Norwich. Their first three games are Liverpool at home, Man City away, and then Leicester at home. So, yeah, I expect 0 points from them after three games.
Last time they were in the Premier League, they had Liverpool in the first game as well, didn't they?
Yeah, and they got battered. Because Suarez always scored against them, didn't he?
Uh,
It's red for
2019.
it's red for serious bad news. They managed to beat Kings Lynn, Lincoln, Huddersfield, and Gillingham, but they got battered by Newcastle 3-0 in a pre-season friendly on Saturday just gone. but a bit of baptism of fire there for Norwich. We'll see what Taggers has to say regarding his latest stat, and then we shall end the stream right there. It's been emotional, guys. It's been good. Don't forget as well, you can follow, subscribe, do whatever you need to do. Follow Taggers as well if you really want to. I think you should, to be fair. You'll help him out. He hasn't been streaming that long. So go give him a follow as well if you already don't. And there he is, right there. That's his channel. Well, Stream Manager's not crashed. There it is. You can follow Taggers on the link just there. What was you going to say?
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. Right, well, we'll end it there for tonight, guys. Thanks for being a part of the stream. Are we going to do a review of the first Premier League weekend on Sunday?
Yeah.
Let's have a look at some at a minute. I need to be quick because my phone's about to die. We could do a watch along of Spurs v Man City. At 4:30. And start the stream about
not
4.
not sure about that time yet.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Is there any games on Monday? No. What about Tuesday? Or we could come back on Tuesday night for either Huddersfield, Preston, or Millwall. Millwall versus Fulham next Tuesday, I think, should be a stream.
Mat football.
Oh yeah, you've got Cambridge.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, our season hasn't started yet, so I need to do something. What about Wednesday? Let's have a look. West Brom, Sheffield United on Wednesday then, 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
We'll come back for that then, guys. Any other stats you want to add in? What do you think to tonight then? Do you think Leyton and Orient deserve to go through, or have QPR held themselves on their own?
Well, QPR were better for penalties, weren't they?
Yeah, I think. Honestly, I think that if an Orient fan has just tuned in, it was very unlucky. They started slow. I'm guessing you could tell that from how I was commentating on the game, despite going about other things. But when they grew into the game, you could see that there was a goal brewing. And then they got the goal, but I think it come 10 minutes too late, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, if they scored 10 minutes before, they could have nicked another one. But unfortunately, it was a little bit too late, 15 minutes before full time. And obviously, extra time, no extra time doesn't help, does it? So, yeah, right, we're going to end it there then, guys. If you have been watching, thank you very much. Don't forget to follow Taggers as well. I've put his link in the chat below. If you're watching this on YouTube and they've got this far, we'll send you some well done badges in the post, I think, for getting 3 hours 20 minutes into this. But it's QPR that's gone through. Plymouth are playing Swansea away. Newcastle have got Burnley in the next round in the northern section, and QPR got a home draw against Oxford. Against who?
I just said see ya.
Oh, fair dues. Yeah, I'm pretty sure QPR got Oxford in the next round. I'll just double check that. I don't want to. I know it was a home tie. Who did they get? Let's just have a look before we end the stream. They got someone. They got Oxford at home. So a nice little draw for them. So tomorrow we will play a game, and yes, Taggers, we will be raiding someone Don't know who, but let's see who's on. Let's have a look, see who's on. Until next time, guys, thank you very much for watching. I know it's been a bit long and a little bit thingy. Who are we raiding then? Who are we raiding? Dev gets the... Oh, Taggers, did you get your 30,000 points? Let's have a look who we're raiding. Who are we going to raid? On 12. Oh, well, I offered you... I tried adding... Let's try it now while I'm on. No, I'm guessing that hasn't worked because no happened. Unbelievable. Right, let's try and find someone to raid. Let's raid someone that's playing GTA. Any ideas who to raid, guys? Come on. Right, let's go for... don't know who to raid. Yeah, I think tomorrow when we go back to the game, we need to do some more GTA taggers, if you're up for it. Right, okay, so we'll go into Zario, who's streaming some ETS2, 99 viewers. He's the lowest one on the chat, on the chart. So we'll go for that because we're not going for that because for some reason it hasn't worked. Maybe till 9ish. Whoa, that's a bit late. Ooh. I might just do some FIFA then. We'll do some FIFA tomorrow. GTA on Friday. What time are you available Friday? I don't know what's happening with this. I'm just going to have to end the stream. For some reason it won't let me raid. I don't know what's happening. I have no clue. Right, it won't let me raid for some reason, guys, so we'll have to end it there. We'll see you all soon. See you tomorrow for some FIFA. Take care, everybody. Goodbye. Oh, hang on, we're about to raid. Hang on, we are gonna raid.